Welcome everyone, it's Miss Nancy here from the Edmonton Garrison Military Family Resource Center with some tips and tricks for scissor cutting. So some of you might be looking for some activities that you can do with your kids to get them prepped for kindergarten, or you just want to introduce this concept. So I have some ideas for you. If your child has not been exposed to scissor cutting yet, one of the first things that you can work on with them is just paper ripping. Rather than introducing the scissors, you can first just get them ripping some paper. So just grab some old recycled newsprint that you've got lying around the house. I wouldn't use your construction paper yet. And just have kids ripping. So they're going to be ripping in opposite directions with their hands. And you're focusing on using the thumb and the two first fingers. So this is the tripod grip or the pincer grip that they're needing to sort of develop and strengthen. So they're using that. So you can do paper in lots of different sizes. And if you want, you can even move on to cardboard, which is a little bit more difficult to rip. But again, you're strengthening that, that tripod grip that they need to develop. And once you've moved on from that, you can introduce Play-Doh. And you can roll Play-Doh into long snake-like logs, and you can introduce the scissors then and just let them play with it. They might use two hands to cut at the beginning. They may not hold the scissors properly, but you're just introducing the concept. Once they've got the hang of that, what you can do is, rather than introducing large pieces of paper for the child to cut and manipulate with their little hands, that's just too much. You can start introducing some smaller pieces of paper like this. So just a long, thin strip that they can easily cut through. And the first concept that you're going to teach them is called snipping. And snipping is just the opening and closing motion of the scissor. And with that open and close, they're kind of like taking a bite. Whatever material you're using should be cut. So for example, I've got this piece of paper here, so I'm going to open, and when I shut, it should snip off that piece like that. Or they're going to just take a bite like that. So that's a lot easier for them to manipulate. So you can do some of this, and I have a really good fun activity that you can do. It's called vegetable soup. So what you need is you need a bunch of strips of paper, all different colors, and your child-friendly scissors, and I have a pot from my kitchen and a wooden spoon. And you can just let your kids have fun with this. And they may sit here for quite a length of time just cutting up little snips of paper. Any length they want. It can be any size. They can do a big chunk. They can do really little ones, little snips. And then let their imagination go. Maybe they can put cucumber or red pepper or green pepper or potatoes or corn, whatever they want. It's a great opportunity for you to expand their language as well. So let them snip and cut and stir up their soup, and that's a lot of fun. The next activity I have is straw cutting. This is another fun activity for the kids to do. Again, it's small, easy for their little hands to manipulate, to hold on to, and then they can just snip off little pieces of the straw. Warning, these pieces are going to fly all over the house. They go everywhere, but it's really fun for them to do. And if you want to repurpose these pieces once you've cut them, you can thread yarn through and they can make little necklaces. That's another fun one. And the last activity I have for you is an activity that you can take those long strips of paper that you've got and you can wrap it around a toy that the child has at home. I had a plastic cow here that I used. And so again, just these small strips that I've taped around, and then they can try to free the animal. So again, they're just snipping. So you're just gonna do the little snips here and there to try to free the animal. So another hint is to make this more engaging for the child, use something that they love. So if they're really interested in dinosaurs, wrap up a dinosaur. If they're really interested in cars, wrap up a car, wrap up a few cars. What a fun thing for them to do first thing in the morning is to try to free all of these toys that they have. The only warning is not to use anything that could potentially be snipped and ruined by the scissors. So don't use any plush stuffies or anything like that. So more of a plastic-based toy. And that's a really fun activity for them to do too, and will keep them busy for a while. And one other hint that I have when your kids are just learning to cut is their thumb always needs to be up. And a hint you can do is to just put a little happy face or a sticker or paint their thumbnail a different color, something fun, just as a reminder that when they are cutting, they should see that sticker or the happy face or the purple nail polish. That should always be up. That's just a good reminder for them. That's all I have. Happy cutting!